Welcome to Echoes of Faith, where ancient truth speaks into your today. Here, scripture, theology, and the languages of the Bible come alive to build your faith, steady your heart, and draw you closer to God. Today's episode is titled, Bread from Heaven, Faith that Learns Daily Dependence. Our scriptural text is taken from Exodus 16. Freedom does not end hunger. After deliverance and disappointment at Marah, Israel faces a new test, daily need. In the wilderness of sin, faith is stretched not by danger, but by dependence. In this episode, we explore the gift of manna through the original Hebrew narrative, early Aramaic interpretation, and Greek witness. We uncover why God feeds His people one day at a time, how dependence reshapes trust, and why faith matures when control is surrendered. This episode speaks to anyone who wants security, certainty, and surplus, but is being invited by God into daily trust. It reveals why God often meets needs in portions rather than abundance, and how dependence becomes the foundation of spiritual maturity. We are 1 month removed from the Passover. The calendar has turned. The geography has shifted. Israel has left the bitter waters of Marah and the sweet palms of Elim. Now, they enter the wilderness of sin. This is a vast, harsh expanse of granite and gravel. It is not a place of production, it is a place of survival. And here, a new enemy appears. Not Pharaoh, not the Amalekites, but hunger. The unleavened bread they carried on their backs out of Egypt is gone. The livestock is thinning. 2 million people wake up, and there is no breakfast. Freedom is glorious, but freedom does not fill the stomach. God is about to take them into the deepest classroom of the spiritual life. He is going to teach them that the source of their life is not their labor, but His mouth. Scripture tells us they arrive on the 15th day of the 2nd month. The location name, Sin, is likely related to Sinai, or perhaps the moon god Sin. But the irony in English is potent. It is a place where the internal condition of the people is exposed. Hunger does something to the human mind. It triggers the survival instinct, and when survival is threatened, memory gets distorted. The people look at Moses and Aaron, and the familiar pattern emerges. They say, "If only we had died by the hand of the Lord in Egypt, when we sat by pots of meat, and when we ate bread to the full." This is the nostalgia of the flesh. Fear reshapes the past. They do not remember the whip. They do not remember the genocide of their sons. They remember the sur habasar, the pots of meat. They are saying, "We prefer the security of slavery to the uncertainty of faith." Faith is tested not by the presence of danger, but by the absence of certainty. And the whole congregation complained against Moses and Aaron. The Hebrew verb loon appears again. It is a murmur, a grumble. Complaint is a spiritual diagnostic. It reveals that we believe God has mismanaged our lives. It reveals that we think we could do a better job than the Almighty. But notice God's reaction. He does not send lightning. He does not send a plague. He responds with grace. This matters deeply. God treats this complaint not as a rebellion to be crushed, but as an opportunity for instruction. He understands that they are children who are scared. Faith is shaped through patience, not punishment. God meets their panic with a promise. God says to Moses, "Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you." The Hebrew verb is matar, to rain. Usually, bread comes from the ground. You till, you sow, you reap, you bake. God says, "I am reversing the cosmic order. I am sending bread from the sky." Provision will be consistent, not occasional. And then He explains the purpose, that I may test them, whether they will walk in my law or not. The Hebrew word is nasa, to test, to prove, to train. This is not a trap to catch them failing. It is a gym to make them strong. God is training their trust muscles. He is teaching them that they do not need to hoard to survive. They need to obey to survive. God instructs the people. The people shall go out and gather a certain quota every day. Davar yom biomo, the matter of a day in its day. No hoarding, no storage, no stockpiling. This instruction challenges the core of human anxiety. We want a 5-year plan. We want a retirement fund. We want a full barn. God says, I will give you enough for 24 hours. Why? Because if he gave them enough for a month, they would not need him for a month. Daily provision ensures daily relationship. Dependence is not weakness. It is alignment. It is the branch staying connected to the vine. The next morning, the dew lifts, and there, on the face of the wilderness, lies a small round substance, fine as frost on the ground. The Israelites look at it and say, "What is it?" In Hebrew, man who, literally, man, what who. They called it manna. Because they did not have a category for it, the name reflects mystery. God's provision often comes in a package we do not recognize. It didn't look like Egyptian bread. It didn't look like Canaanite wheat. It looked like nothing. Faith often has to eat before it understands. You have to partake of the mystery before you receive the strength. Scripture describes it carefully. It was like coriander seed, white, and the taste of it was like wafers made with honey. The Hebrew description suggests delicacy and sufficiency. God did not give them tasteless gruel. He gave them something sweet. He gave them angels' food, Psalm 78. This reveals the heart of the provider. He does not provide survival rations only. He provides nourishment with kindness. He cares about the palate of his people. Faith learns that God's provision is thoughtful, not harsh. But human nature is hard to break. Some of them said, I better keep some for tomorrow, just in case God forgets. They hoarded it, and Moses was angry with them. And it bred worms and stank. The Hebrew verb ba'ash means to emit a foul odor. The word for worms is rima magats. Excess driven by fear rots trust. This is a spiritual law. Yesterday's grace cannot sustain you today. You cannot live on the memory of a past miracle. You need fresh faith. God teaches that security does not come from accumulation. It comes from the provider. Faith grows when fear releases control. On the 6th day, the rules change. Gather twice as much, 2 omers per person, because tomorrow is the Sabbath. Shabbat Kodesh. They kept it overnight, and it did not rot. This teaches rhythm. God provides enough for work and rest. He is teaching a nation of slaves that they are allowed to rest. In Egypt, if you didn't work, you died. In the kingdom, you can rest and God still feeds you. Faith is not endless striving. Faith includes trustful rest. The early Aramaic Targums add a beautiful layer. They emphasize that the manna was an instrument of the heart. It trained Israel to look upward. In Egypt, their eyes were on the ground, mud and straw. In the wilderness, their eyes were on the heavens. Dependence replaced slavery. God changes not only their circumstances but their instincts. He turns them from earth-bound slaves to heaven-bound sons. The Greek translation uses the word artos for bread, but it uses language connected to epiousios, the word Jesus uses in the Lord's Prayer. Give us this day our daily bread. Early Greek readers understood manna as divine generosity. It was not earned, it was given. Faith is sustained by God's initiative, not our hustle. Why did God do this for 40 years? That is 14,600 mornings. He chose daily provision because trust must be renewed daily. Faith is not a storage unit. Faith is a muscle. Every morning, an Israelite had to wake up and trust again. Will it be there? And every morning, God was faithful. Yesterday's provision does not remove today's need to trust. Philosophy observes that humans seek control to reduce anxiety. We think, if I have enough for 10 years, I will be safe. Scripture challenges this instinct. Security does not come from control. It comes from trust. The manna dismantles the illusion of self-sufficiency. The rich man and the poor man in Israel both had exactly 1 day's worth of food. We are all equal at the table of God. Psychology teaches that consistent provision builds attachment and trust. God provides daily to retrain Israel's nervous system. He is moving them from a scarcity mindset, panic, to an abundance mindset. Peace. Fear is replaced with expectation. Faith learns to wake up trusting rather than worrying. God commands Moses to fill a pot with manna and keep it before the testimony, to be kept for generations. Faith must remember dependence. Memory guards against pride. When they eventually enter the land and eat the produce of the earth, they must never forget the bread of heaven. When provision becomes normal, grocery stores and paychecks, gratitude must remain intentional. Bread from heaven teaches us that faith learns daily dependence. God provides consistently. Excess, driven by fear, spoils trust. Rest is part of faith. Dependence trains the heart. You may want certainty for the future. You may want the 5-year plan. God offers you faith for today. Take today's bread, eat it with joy, and trust tomorrow to the God who is already there. Faith that learns daily dependence grows strong enough for the long journey. Thank you for gathering the manna with us. The stomach is full, the lesson is learned, but the desert is hot, and the throat is dry. Next time, we face the opposite of hunger. We face thirst, and Moses will strike a rock that changes everything. Thank you for listening to Echoes of Faith. May the word you heard today strengthen your spirit, renew your hope, and deepen your walk with God. Until next time, keep your heart open and let faith speak.